Hi, welcome guys. This is Alechis Photography. In today's tutorials, I'll be teaching you guys how you can color grade your outdoor photos, and make it look sharp. Or now, the first step we are going to take, as you can see, my background is already duplicated here. So if you are just adding your picture image to your Photoshop, you just duplicate your background. As you can see, my background is already duplicated. So please guys, if this is your first time of visiting this channel, please subscribe to this channel, so that the more you subscribe, the more you give us the energy, the more you give us the strength to carry on, to know that what we are doing is good. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on this video, and share, so that others can also see this video and learn from it. Okay guys, now look at our Photoshop. We have an outdoor image here, although it's just a headshot, a portrait picture. So we have an outdoor image here. So the first step we are going to take, if we are to edit this image, not about retouching, I'm talking about just color grading this image using just our camera raw filters, our vibrance, our color balance, and others. So the first step we are going to take on this image to color grade it is to head over to our camera raw. Now under filter, you can see our camera raw under filter. Now this is our camera raw here. You just click on it and it will take us to our camera raw environment. Now we are live in our camera raw. Now this is our camera raw. This is how our camera raw looks like. As you can see here, under here you can see basic curves, detail, color balance, color grading, optics, geometry, effects, and calibration. Now all these are used to color grade our image. All these things are used to color grade our image. Now when you open all these things, under them you see different kind of settings, different kind of tools, different kind of things you can use to color grade your image. Now the first step on this image, as you can see this image, it looks like we are losing our contrast here. So the first thing we are going to do, if we are to color grade this image, the first thing is to add our contrast. Now as you can see, I have taken my contrast to 21. My contrast is now at 21. Now this is how the image looks like. Now let's do before. Now this is the before and this is the after. This is the before and this is the after. Now as you can see, we have added a little bit of contrast to our image. Now the first thing another thing we are going to do is look at the image very well, find out the colors that is in this image now and pop them out. Now we can go over to our color mixer. Under saturation. Under our saturation, now if you look at this image very well, we have our blue there. We have our blue on this image, we have our green, and we have our yellow. So you just head over to blue under here. You increase your blue a little. We increase our blue a little. Now after increasing our blue, now we head over to our green. We increase our green a little. Now as you can see, there are little changes there. We increase our yellow a little. Now we head over to our hue. Now we can just play around with this to check if we will get a different result. You can just play around with this. Okay, now we are done with our color mixer. We are done with popping out our colors. So let's head over to details. Now we can just increase our sharpening. As you can see, the more you increase it, the more your image becomes sharpened. So we can just, okay, I selected 24 under my sharpen. I selected 24. Now see, look at before and after, before and after, before and after. Now this camera raw is also used as a form of Lightroom. This camera raw is also used as a form of Lightroom. Me, I don't normally use Lightroom. I normally use my camera raw to do everything I need to do to pop out my image, unless when I want to use my Lightroom, when I want to use my Lightroom. So as you can see, this is the before of this image and this is after. Alright guys, if this is your first time of visiting this channel, please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video, comment on this video and share so that others can watch this video and also learn from it. Okay, now another thing we are going to do, we are going to head over to our basic again. We are going to head over to our basic again. Now we are just going to increase our texture a little, now and increase our clarity a little. Now as you can see, now increase our clarity. I will reduce this clarity to 5 and reduce our texture to 10. Okay, so now this is the before of this image and this is after. As you can see, something is really changing. No matter how little it is changing. So now we can go over here and increase our days a little. So we can go over and increase our vibrance a little to 3 and our saturation to 2. Now before and after, before and after, before and after. So if now for me this is way okay for me. If I'm to edit this picture the way it is okay for me. I can do other time. So I can just decrease my black, decrease my whiteness and white and decrease my highlights depending on how I want it to look like. I can also go ahead and increase my contrast. So I can come over now. When you come over to this effect, you have our green. You can decide not to add it. For me, I'm not adding it on this image, so I will just go over to the geometry, this calibration. I'll just go over to this calibration. Now all this here helps in color grading our image too, so I can just play around with it. As you can see, each one you select has an effect on the picture, on the image. So you can just play around with this. Okay, I think I'm okay. So now this is the before of this image. Now you can see that this image here practically lacks everything, and this is the after. So when you are done color grading, when you are done, if you are okay with it, you can go ahead and click on OK and wait for it to load. Now this is it. This is the before of our image and this is the after. This is the before of our image and this is the after. This is the before and this is the after. Now thank you guys for watching till this time. I really appreciate. Now